Hello, I'm Santa Maria Police Chief Phil Hansen. This is a critical incident community briefing about an officer-involved shooting that occurred on June 21, 2020 near Boomer's Miniature Golf Arcade on North Preisker Lane in the city of Santa Maria. A word of caution, the images and language you're about to see and hear may be disturbing, especially to young viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Hey, let me see your hands!
Officer Ethan Brown responded to multiple calls about a man waving a handgun at the popular arcade at about 1 p.m. on a busy Father's Day Sunday afternoon. The shooting occurred a short time later when the suspect pulled out a handgun out of his waistband after failing to comply with more than 20 commands in English and Spanish for him to sit down, lay down, or show his hands. The shooting is the subject of two separate, comprehensive, and independent investigations. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department is conducting the criminal investigation, and the Santa Barbara District Attorney's Office will determine if the shooting was lawful. The Santa Maria Police Department will also review the case to evaluate the response and determine if the use of deadly force adhered to the department's policies. No conclusions will be made until the investigations are completed. There's understandably considerable public attention on and interest in police use of force. The Santa Maria Police Department trains and requires that force is only to be used to protect officers or citizens in the immediate defense of life or to prevent serious bodily injury.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Felix Diaz of the Santa Maria Police Department. We received a 911 call about a man with a gun who had walked onto the Boomer's property. While on the phone, the caller advised that the subject was walking back towards Boomer's.
So he came into the back of our property, and he's coming back. He's coming back to the park.
He's coming back to the park now?
Yeah, he's out on Preisker Street. He's walking back to the park.
But he's on Preisker right now. Are you guys able to get inside and lock your doors?
Yeah. Get inside.
Okay. Have you ever seen this man before?
No.
At the direction of the police dispatchers, employees ushered customers inside, locked the doors, and sheltered in place.
He was responding to Boomers. The RP is stating it's a Hispanic male wearing dark clothing. Customers are saying that it was a handgun. He came in through the back of the property. The RP is advising that the subject is coming back to the park, but is now on Preisker Lane, heading southbound on Preisker, possibly towards one of the hotels. He was not threatening anyone. He was just waving it around.
The first officer arrived a few minutes later and located the suspect near the intersection of North Preisker Lane and Broadway, near a Wendy's restaurant, a very short distance from Boomer's. The officer ordered the suspect to get on the ground, sit down, or drop the gun more than 20 times in both English and Spanish. The shooting occurred when the suspect pulled the gun out of his waistband and extended his arm towards the officer with the gun in his hand.
Hey, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Get on the ground! Lay down! Lay down! Lay down! One at gunpoint. Lay down! Lay down! Lay down! You will be shot! Lay down! Yes, you do! Lay down! Siéntate! 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 89, he's not complying. Lay down! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! You will be shot! Let go! Drop the gun! Drop it! Do not grab the gun! 89, shots fired, shots fired.
In this slowed down and enhanced version, you can see the suspect lift up his shirt, exposing a handgun in his waistband. He first reached with his right hand toward the handgun, but then removed the gun from his waistband with his left hand, raising it in the direction of the officer. Officers immediately rendered medical aid to the suspect, who was later identified as 32-year-old Domingo Perez Montejo. Paramedics took him to Marion Regional Medical Center to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The weapon he possessed was later determined to be an imitation Beretta 9mm firearm. Here is a photo of the imitation and an actual Beretta 92 FS 9mm pistol, side by side. Note the similarities. Our police department has had 26 contacts with Montejo since 2016. His record includes public intoxication, drug possession, and other public disorder offenses. In January of this year, residents called police when he was observed walking in the street waving a firearm. During that call, he was seen by officers walking with a firearm in his hand. Upon contact with the officers, he did not make any threatening motions and immediately dropped the weapon. The weapon during that contact was determined to be an imitation machine pistol. During that encounter, a Spanish-speaking officer advised him how dangerous it was to be carrying an imitation firearm.
Our officers are members of our community, and their jobs can change from a friendly interaction to an emergency situation in a moment. In this case, the officer went from playing with a child to what had the indications of an active shooter situation for the families at Boomers and Wendy's. I should add that we are collaborating with the Sheriff's Department's Behavioral Sciences Unit to provide much-needed mental health services to Mr. Montejo. It's a tragedy whenever there's an officer-involved shooting, for those involved, for the officer, for the police department, and for our community. Our command staff and use of force committee will review every aspect of our response as part of our continuous effort to improve. It's important to note that the use of force and officer-involved shootings are extremely rare in the city of Santa Maria. Since 2016, the Santa Maria Police Department has responded to more than 380,000 calls for service. This was the third officer-involved shooting in that time period. For more information about our use of force policies, please visit our website. Thank you for watching this Critical Incident Community Briefing.